Looney Tunes Back in Action is a pretty fun film. In particular, I loved the blend of live action and animation. I thought it was really beautifully done. The narrative, honestly, I didn't care for. I didn't care for the story at all, but the actual Looney Tunes aspect and various other Warner Brothers aspects I had a lot of fun with. This was released in 2003. I'm not actually sure if I'd ever seen it before. But having watched over the last few years pretty much every classic Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoon, I've got a tiny bit more to go, but I feel like I'm definitely in a place to enjoy it a lot more now than I would have done back in 2003. It's directed by Joan and Eric Goldberg, written by Larry Doyle, and we have an amazing cast. We have a voice cast including Joe Alaskey, Jeff Bennett, June Foray, Frank Welker. We have a main cast with Brendan Fraser, Steve Martin, John Cusack, Timothy Dalton, just amazing, amazing cast. And the story itself, as I said, is not interesting to me, but the characters are so brilliant and the live action and animation go so well together that I pretty much enjoyed it all of the way through, despite not caring that much for the narrative. Daffy Duck leaves Warner Brothers, and I did find it quite amusing to watch Bugs Bunny's cartoons struggling without Daffy, because Daffy often feels overlooked. He feels overshadowed by Bugs Bunny. This is not unique to this film, and I like the fact that it was kind of showing that actually, even though that's maybe how Daffy Duck feels, here's the evidence to show that Daffy Duck is really important. And while they try and get Daffy Duck back, Daffy Duck is actually on a mission with some live action characters to find this diamond. And honestly, I didn't care. I did not care for the narrative at all. It's not my kind of story. I could not care less if they found this diamond or what happened as a result. But there is so much going on around the narrative that there is always something fun, whether it's a character cropping up. We do have some other animated Warner Brothers characters. I won't spoil it by saying who, but there are so many fun things to look at, and obviously there are a lot of Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies characters in this, and again, I won't share it by divulging all of them, but there was always something fun happening right around the corner. So even if the narrative itself was not that interesting to me, pretty much everything else, every other aspect of this, I really adored. It's very well written. There was a lot of comedy in this. I didn't laugh out loud at any point, but I certainly found it to be very amusing. And as I said, the live action and animation just go so well together. They're so beautiful to look at that I really thoroughly enjoyed it. We also have references to some other films, and these are really well done. For example, I will give one example. This is the only spoiler detail I'll give, but something happens with Bugs Bunny in a shower, and he pours Hershey's chocolate down the drain. This is obviously alluding to the fact that they used chocolate in Psycho because of how it showed up on the camera. And there are just other little film-based Easter eggs here and there that I found to be absolutely delightful. So really thoroughly enjoyed it. The overarching narrative, I don't care for. I could not care less. But every other aspect I thought was tremendous fun. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're a fan of Looney Tunes, of Bugs and Daffy and the other Warner Brothers characters, I absolutely recommend this. I thought it was an absolute delight. And as I said, I can't remember if I watched it as a child. I think I might have done it at one point. I'm not sure. But certainly watching it now, I have a very different appreciation and a different kind of experience than I would have done as a child. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Looney Tunes Back in Action was really good fun and an absolute delight.